Good morning, Raegyn. How are you? Are you ready to have a weekend of fun? Ugh. Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel really tired. I had woken up with Will at around 4:50 maybe, and it was shortly after that alarm went off that Raegyn woke up, and I got lazy. I said, you know what, let's just take you back to the room. I'm gonna go back to sleep once Will heads out the door. Life's gonna be good. And it generally was, but she woke me up, and now we're awake. But I'm gonna rinse off. She's a little hyper this morning, but I guess that's all kids. I don't know if that's anything special with her. And I'm not sure what me and her are gonna do today. We've been, more so me, I've been working all week. I feel like there's just not enough hours in the day to get through my workload. Does that make sense? I'm not overwhelmed. I just can't get through it all. There's just too much. And so I have been putting a lot of hours in just trying to wrap things up. And I feel like I walked away yesterday, finally resolved, but once again, it was almost 11 o'clock at night, and that's starting to get old. And I'm very grateful that Will is able to watch Raegyn and keep her busy while I am working, because I know that that's not easy, and that wasn't what we agreed on. It was me just working until about 8:30. So I appreciate him. I love you, Will, if you're watching. Okay, we're making progress. We got the rooms straightened up, got all the cups gathered, hashtag Will's cups, and Raegyn's dressed. She's in a pretty lazy lounging outfit similar to me, a t-shirt, although I'm in jeans, but I put her in athletic pants. They're those stretchy kid pants. They have zippers and pockets. And then her hair's all done up. I have to fold this laundry here. I did start another load of laundry, and then the load that's in there, once that gets put away, there's no laundry until Will comes back next week. So if I can just keep up on it and just, make sure I'm prepared for his load of laundry that will for sure show up and not be smothered by that one extra load too many, I think we can keep that chore down to a minimal as far as any sort of needs from it. But yeah, we're gonna get some breakfast started. I'll show you what kind of things I'll whip up for Miss Paige. That's right. I'm proud to say that I got this room straightened up last night. I needed to take care of the papers beside the coffee maker. There's a paper there. I believe Will brought something, I'm not sure what that is, on the kitchen table. And then I think his little carrier's been sitting there for about a week too long, so I'm gonna find a home for it. All right, Raegyn, what have you got there? Good food? Good food? Okay. No, you eat that. You take your time. No. I have, of course, your show on. I know that's so bad. Let me turn it up a little so you can hear it. I'm waiting for the dog food to cool down, and then I'll feed them. Coffee is made. I think we're doing pretty good. I have, like I said, dog food's made. I have to wait for those bowls to chill or cool down. And then I'm just gonna do these dishes here because I did empty some stuff out from the fridge, getting Raegyn and the dog's breakfast going, and then, of course, the dishes from the breakfast. So give me like one moment. Was that a good breakfast? It seems to have made it everywhere on you. You'd think it's not a big deal, we just wipe your face, but it's in your hair. We're probably gonna have to just sweep and mop. All right, so we are in the bathroom. We took Raegyn's temperature, didn't we? We took your temp. She was 100.7. It's just barely a fever, but enough that it's a fever. So I'm gonna give her some Tylenol. She's been getting a little grouchy. I'm sure it's why. I'm also sure it's because she's close to 2 years old and she's just getting that way. But I'm gonna give her some Tylenol so she can relax. She felt warm to me this morning and I did not temp her, but I did decide to temp her after we came upstairs and she was kind of throwing a fit a little bit more heavily than usual. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so Raegyn's napping. I'm a little quiet. Let me get downstairs. Our day kind of didn't go that great since I last checked in. Raegyn was walking around the living room. She seemed good, and then she had tripped on her popper, like this thing. I'm not sure how exactly she had tripped, but I watched her fall, and I thought it looked as if she landed on her hands, because she didn't look like she hit her head, and she just fell onto the ground. She didn't like fall into the table or anything, but upon hitting the ground, she immediately started crying, immediately. And so I stood up and I picked her up. I'm like, what's wrong? Oh my God, like, why are you crying so quickly, out of nowhere, so hard? And immediately, like, she was just bleeding out of her mouth, just blood coming out, and it's mixing with drool, so I wasn't able to gauge how much blood is coming out of her mouth, because it's like I said, it's mixing with saliva, and then it's all over her hands, and she keeps putting her hand in her mouth, and I couldn't figure out, if she was bleeding out of her hand, and maybe she bit her hand when she went down, or if something's going on in her mouth. So I took her to the sink. I tried cleaning her up, and then I had called Will, and I was showing her because she was hysterical. And I guess long story short, she had settled down, and when I was changing her diaper, I snapped some pictures of her mouth. She kind of seemed to let me touch it, but then as soon as it was apparent I was going for her lip, she started crying, and it was while she was crying with her mouth open, you know, typical Raegyn cry. I could see maybe a cut on her lip underneath, like in her mouth, and then it looked like her, and I don't think I'm saying it right, but frenulum was stuck in her teeth. And that, if you're not sure, it's like this stringy thing, like up there, that you have in your mouth. I only am familiar, like, I knew there was a word for it because of the whole, like, research people do with, like, the tongue tie, lip tie. I'm like, it's that stringy thing. It looks like it's stuck in her teeth, but I'm not sure. I can't tell. And when I did kind of lift her lip, I couldn't tell because it's injured, if it's just torn and it's resting on her teeth, or if it's truly stuck in there. But I'll pop some pictures up because it looks like it's stuck in her teeth. And so I gave her, of course, a popsicle. We went upstairs and I just kind of pulled the curtains because it was a bit overdue for her nap time anyway, and she seemed really agitated, and I'm not sure if it's directly, it would make sense, the injury, but like I said, she has a minimal fever, and so I feel like she's potentially agitated from that. She did have, when she was just seen on her 18-month appointment, that ear infection, and so I don't know if that's gone or not. It's not even been the full 10 days for the dosing of the meds. It's Friday, and in a few hours, everything's gonna be closing for the weekend, and Will's not coming home, so it's really just gonna be, other than when I check in on the phone with him, it's kind of gonna be my opinion only to gauge if we need help, and that's just stressing me out. And then, because it's like, how do I watch for a fever if she already has a fever? And so I'm just dealing with a lot. And so I got a little frustrated, but Will had called the doctor and explained how she had tripped and it looks like it's stuck and so forth. And that they seemed also concerned in it going into the weekend. And so now I am going to the doctor's with Raegyn in about 20 minutes. I'll be maybe a little less than 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I'll be making my way out the door with her. Will's not gonna be back till Tuesday night when Raegyn's pretty much asleep. And I just feel like it's gonna be a really long weekend. So we are on our way home now, me and Raegyn. They took a peek at her mouth. They could see all the different injuries from her fall. And fortunately, she doesn't have any skin stuck in her teeth, which is what it had looked like to me. And it still looks like that to me. But they explained that it's just injured and kind of flowing over the teeth. The doctor, of course, said that the pacifier that she has, which of course nobody is thrilled when they see an 18-month-old with a pacifier, but they had said that that will help promote healing faster because it will encourage blood flow to the lip area because of the sucking action. And so that's a perk of the pacifier at this time. How you feeling, Raegyn? You're nice and soapy. How you feeling? Oh, Raegyn. Yeah. Let's get your hair rinsed. Kona, no.
No. No.